It's the Bryants with another video. Hey guys, today's topic's a little more personal and a little touchy, something that people typically don't talk about or touch on. As some of you guys may know, me and my wife, or soon to be wife, me personally, once that ring get on the finger, we already locked in, locked down like D-Fish. But we were actually, expecting a baby. And the baby was supposed to be coming, this summer. July 20th was the actual, guesstimated due date. But unfortunately, we had a miscarriage. And today, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about, having a miscarriage and just how to kind of deal with it, or how we dealt with it, from a male perspective, because us as males, we're not physically carrying the baby, but it still hits home with us, and people tend to kind of look over our emotions and more so geared towards the female. As they should. Like I said, it's a traumatizing event for both parties. But the female, they're actually doing the physical caring of the baby, and they have the babies inside them. So I just want to talk about, what would have been, and that is the little Bryants we would have had in this world. But so we got pregnant, I would say somewhere in October is about the time we found out. I think it was probably actually November. It was after one of our homegirls' baby showers. The missus was just having a lot of attitude and just kind of like period attitude. And I was like, girl, you tripping. I think you need to take a a pregnancy test. And so we went home that day, and she took the test, and it came out positive. And I'm not gonna lie, I was ecstatic. It really brought joy to my heart, because I come from a single mother, and any child from a single mother, especially a male, not any child from a single mother, but any child, period. They want to have relations with both, their mother and their father, especially males. They need that. Actually, both females and males need the male presence in their life. But that was kind of absent from my life growing up. I did have other people to look up to. I had uncles, well, an uncle that was around a lot. I had friends and their dads. I got to see how they interacted with their pops. And I kind of always, as a kid, was searching for a relationship with my biological dad. But unfortunately, he wasn't trying to have that relationship. I've always, when you hear, oh, I'm gonna go send you to go see your dad, as kids, we light up. We just think of it as, that's our dad, like, yay, go get to spend some daddy time. But unfortunately, my time spent with my dad wasn't really too pleasant, so I always kind of told myself, when I have children, it's gonna be different. I'm gonna be the dad. I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna play with them. I'm gonna teach them. I'm gonna scold them. I'm gonna do all the above. Basically, do anything and everything that my dad didn't do for me. And so hearing that we were pregnant, got me, I was joyful, baby. I was ready to have a little me running around. I don't know if the world was ready for me, but I know I was ready for it. And so, you know, we waited a couple months because we wanted to tell my mother, who doesn't live in the state, so we wanted to wait till we got to tell her in person. We wanted her to be, you know, one of the first people to know. So we did that, and I made a little video about that or whatnot. You know, she was excited to be a grandma. It's something that she's been wanting for a very long time now. And yeah, so I posted a little video about it. You know, the people who caught it, they caught it. I had, you know, some love from some people, and that was great and all. And so we within the first, you know, month or so, we didn't get to see no doctors and get no ultrasounds. You know, we were waiting to get a doctor's approval to go see the OB. And so once we got the approval, we scheduled an appointment for the OB. And, you know, it kind of took a while. Our appointment was 14 weeks, you know, after the fact. You know, that's 14 weeks. That's a long time. That's damn near, that's like 3.5 months, something of that nature. So we go see the OB, and unfortunately, which was crazy to me, the OB at the time, they knew we were 14 weeks, but that first appointment they didn't schedule no ultrasound or nothing. But you know, my wifey was on it, and we had a ultrasound scheduled at a private location right after. And so after we saw the OB, we went to our ultrasound appointment. And, you know, it kind of was putting a smile on my face, you know, getting ready to, you know, see what the little ones inside look like. Because, you know, I've seen movies, and, you know, they see the little baby moving around. Everybody gets all happy and joyful. They put it on the refrigerators and all that. And, you know, basically like little school pictures back in the day, how you would get them and, you know, hand them out to family and friends. So, you know, we go in, and come to find out, you know, not only, my bad, I'm sorry, I get a little waterworks when I'm talking about this topic, but we go in and we find out not only are we having one child, but we're having twins. And this right here is what it was looking like. You know, this is the ultrasound of the baby B. You know, got the baby B right here, and then this corner one right here is the twins. It shows actually both of them. All right, so I'm over here, you know, super ecstatic, double time. And so they tell us, you know, we're having twins, and you know, both of us are excited. You know, the anxiety kicks in for her. She's a very anxious person. She's like, what are we gonna do with two babies? Oh my God. But, you know, it's something I was ready for, you know, especially having that lacking of a father in my life got me really, really ready for fatherhood, you know, because the only thing my dad told me about having me was, he told me it was fun making me. That's why he had me. So it's just, you know, a generational curse I was trying to break, you know. One, that's not something you tell a child. Two, you know, is what kind of made me stronger and, you know, made me ready for fatherhood. So while we're in there, they tell us, oh, they're 7 weeks, the size of them, because they tell the date by the size. And we're like, all right, that's impossible. You know, we're 14 weeks. You know, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, maybe, you know, it shows like that because they're twins and they're smaller. But no, so as she's, you know, showing us, she's like, oh, I don't see any movement. She's like, maybe they could be sleeping, but it's kind of weird that both of them aren't moving. Both of them to be sleeping at the same time. And that's when another side just clicked, like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Like, you're telling me I'm having not one baby but two, and now you're telling me they're not moving. This is a span of like 2 minutes apart. So my emotions, they just racing. I'm trying to, think for the positive and just have a positive outlook on, what to be. So we leave the ultrasound place and we go to the emergency room. And we go through the emergency room. They need to, in order to, tell us more information, they need to do a vaginal, what's it called? A vaginal test. And so, my bad. So we go to the emergency ultrasound. I'm sorry, the words just, left my man. They need to do the vaginal ultrasound in order to see if there's a heartbeat. They didn't do that there. So we go to the emergency. We wait a while. Mind you, it's crazy as hell with this COVID shit. They let the patients into the hospital, but if you're the person with them, you can't come in unless you have a vaccine card or a positive or negative COVID test. So you know how I get down. I don't mess with this COVID vaccine shit, and I don't take no COVID test on the regular. So I do what Nick Bryant always do. I call somebody up who I know takes COVID tests often. They send me a picture of it with the date and my name written at the bottom of the picture, and I just flash that to the lady, and she's like, "Oh, you good to go." So I jug my way into the emergency, and we waiting. We finally get to the place we need to go. They take blood work, and we have to wait for the vaginal ultrasound. Wait like another hour or so, hour and a half, and then we get into the room. They do the vaginal ultrasound, and me, I guess the people working it, the operator, they can't tell you what's going on. You have to take the ultrasound, and then let the doctor read it, and then that's how, we know what's up. And so she does it. I'm trying to look at the screen, trying to make, sense out of it. I really don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to use, common sense to read what's on that screen. But anyway, we do the ultrasound. We go back to the emergency room and the waiting room. We just start waiting. And, another 45 minutes goes by. And by this time, we have to pick up our daughter from school. And so I end up, I leave Celia there, and I go to school, pick up our daughter, bring her home, make her a little something to eat. And then, I tell her I'm going to go pick up Mom. I'll be back in a minute. So I get back to the emergency room. They still, at this time, they haven't given her information. Probably within another 20 minutes of me being there, they come down, the doctor comes out, and we just get hit with the biggest bombshell ever. Like, he comes out and says there's no heartbeat, on either of them, and basically find out that our twins are dead. So it's a whirlwind of emotions at the time. As you can see, I'm still going through emotions when I talk about it. But yeah, man, it's just something that hits real hard, especially for somebody who really, really wants to be a father. It's just crazy how in this world, you got crackheads able to give birth. You got dudes just, pumping and going and not even caring about their kids and just able to have kids. But sometimes people who are wanting the kid, they don't get it, first time around. So we find out we have a miscarriage, And that just, blows our mind and just, puts us in a whole nother whirlwind. And mind you, not only did we just find out that we were having twins that day, 2 seconds, 2 minutes after we're finding out that we're having twins, we find out, that they're dead. So, that's just, it's really hard to explain just the feelings and emotions that were running through us that day. But, it hit me pretty hard. And not only did we have to find out this information, had to come back home and tell our daughter, who she's the only child and was just ecstatic about having a sibling, that she, at this time and point, she lost her siblings and she won't be having a sibling. So, it's kind of a rough situation, especially because you really don't hear anybody talk about miscarriages or what they go through or actually how often they happen. And so my wife, she was taking it pretty hard. She's a very emotional person naturally, but she was taking it hard, as in, her mother, she's Hispanic. Hispanic women, they fertile. Kind of, you look over at them and they get pregnant. So she's beating herself up, like, what's wrong with her? Why can't she hold a baby? Is there something the matter? Her mom had like 7 kids. Why can't she have this kid? And, she's telling me she's sorry. She, like if it's her problem, like if it's her fault. But, what I got from the situation is, I had to be there, for her, really, because it's not her fault. We took all the steps. She was doing a lot of stuff, stopping a lot of stuff that it was to the point where, I guess, deli meat is not good for the baby during pregnancy. So she wasn't even eating sandwiches. So she gave up a lot of stuff and was doing right and had her mind focused and was ready to have this child. And it was just hard to see her go through that. And what made it even a little bit harder is, we found this out, I would say maybe early January, probably like around January, like 6th, 7th or something. And just prior to that, I lost, the most the most important person in the world to me, my grandma. She passed away on Christmas Day. So it's just wild getting hit with, my grandma passing, and just a week or two after, my baby's passing. And emotionally, as you can see, I wear my tears. I really don't care about crying in front of people. It's weird because I don't cry too often. I really only cry when I talk about it and just express myself. But tears are helpful. It's cleansing. But anyway, so just the double whammy, kind of hit me hard. But at the same time, you gotta be strong and there for your spouse, because they're going through it too. Not saying that they experience it worse than you. Well, maybe kind of sort of, like I said, because they're physically holding the baby. So I kind of do feel like maybe they do have a lot harder time dealing with it. But at the same time, you gotta stay strong for them. So really, it kind of hurt, and I wasn't trying to tell nobody about it. I don't like airing out really information like that. I'm not a person who likes, sympathy from people for no type of reason. So it's not like I was trying to post stuff up to show them what's going on in my life for sympathy. Like, if you were close enough that you had my number and you hit me up and we talk, then you would know. But other than that, You know, I'm not in this world to gain sympathy votes. But anyway, she ended up making a post about it, and I have a couple friends of mine that follow her, and when they seen that, they hit me up and were showing me some love. And come to find out, this is not something that's uncommon. Actually, a lot of the homies who have kids, they a lot of the homies that have kids, they told me that they had a couple miscarriages. Maybe not a couple, but a couple homies told me that they had miscarriages themselves. And that they feel my pain. They feel where I'm coming from, and just wanted to console me some because, like I said, during this time and point, the emotions and feelings for the man kind of gets discarded because all eyes are on the female. And so, it really hit home. It really made me feel loved, especially for, the ones that did hit me up, because growing up, because, getting older, I mean, people go their separate ways. People don't talk no more. People are engulfed in either their work or in their families. And, for people to take the time out and actually reach out, it means a lot. But yeah, man, I just want you guys to know that, like I said, it's okay to cry. And it's okay to let it out and be emotional. Because, fatherhood is something serious, and it's something that's really important to most. And it's really important to me. And the way the way I get over it, kind of really not over it still, but you just gotta think positive. Like I said, these things are not uncommon. It's actually quite common that there's miscarriages, and a lot of times, you don't even know you had a miscarriage. That the babies, they just pass, and it's kind of like a period, and the girls might not even know they were pregnant when they had the miscarriage. The unfortunate thing in our case is that the babies were holding on. Her body was still telling her that she was pregnant. So she was still holding the babies and was still going through her body was still going through the motions like if she was pregnant. She still had all the hormones, jumping through her. But yeah, it's a little harder in my case. I know there's probably other males that have this same case. One of my good friends, he might understand what I'm going through. Well, somewhat, because his wife's child's father isn't, or biological isn't in their life. But my daughter, she's not my biological daughter, and she has a biological father. And me, I'm to be honest, I'm the number one fan of kids being present and around their biological father. I know the importance in that. So I'm probably like the biggest cheerleader to having her, spend some time around him and with him, because I know how important to the child for her it is. Eventually she's going to make her decision, if she wants to and when she wants to stop or continue seeing him or things of that nature. But that the ball's in her court on that. I would never talk down or ever try to pull her apart from her biological, or ever try to force her to call me dad or anything of that nature, because like I said, she has her biological there, and the puzzle pieces fall into place and she wants to call me dad. I'm all for it. But me and her, we walk to school every morning, because the wifey, she got school of her own, so she has to get ready to go to school. So I take the baby to school, and it just, it kind of hurts a little bit because she sees him on the weekends every now and again, or she talks about him, and I have to hear her, calling him dad, and she's always like, oh, dad, dad did this, or this weekend I'm gonna see dad. And for the fact that I just lost my children that I want to call, that would be calling me dad, it's just something I gotta stay strong for. And just like I said, I'll never tell her, oh, don't talk to me about him, oh, don't call him that. Like, that's not anything I would do. And as a stronger person that I am, it's just, I gotta be there for both of my girls. So it's just something that it kind of hits me in the chin every time I hear her say it. But whatever enjoyment she gets from the conversations that we have, because I really just give her life conversations, because her situation with her biological is kind of like my situation with my biological, except her biological lives closer, so they're able to actually see each other. My biological, he ain't really give a damn about me, but she kind of sees him on occasion, so he's more of a topic for her to talk about. And she asks me questions about why he may act like this, why he may act like that. And I just gotta give her my real life experiences with my biological. I don't, like I said, I don't ever bash nobody or try to sway somebody in my situation. She's gonna make her own decision whenever it comes apart in her life. That's up to her. I just give her knowledge, and she can take that knowledge and run right or left with it. But yeah, man, it's just kind of hard. Even to today, I still get a little just choked up inside, just having to hear it, and it kind of sucks. But at the same time, I got a lot of good things to look forward to. She's doing well in school. It makes me happy. I got my wife, she's doing well in school. That makes me happy. And then just being there and caring for my wife is something that you really have to do. Because like I said, the female is going through a lot. The female, her body, for one, had changes. And then the changes are going to revert. And like I said, in our case was kind of a little more difficult because the baby's latched on. So, we went through like a week of her being real emotional about it, really emotional, and just having to stay strong for her, console her. And then she kind of got over it. It's not really nothing to fully get over, but she was feeling better, not getting emotional about it, not beating herself up about it anymore. And then, like about a week and a half after she got, more so better with it, we had to get a DNC surgery. And what that is, they basically got to go in and they got to scrape the babies out. So that right there just brought up more emotions for her. And I know that right there it just basically started the whole cycle all over again, going through the surgery. And actually, as of right now, we're probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks post surgery now. Now she's better, but that whole first week and a half was just like all over again, like if we lost the babies. And it's just hard, man, like losing your children, unbirthed babies. To be honest, she doesn't know that I kept this. and I didn't want to show it to her. This is just something for me to have. I don't know. I'm a little more mentally stronger than most people, so I kind of can, get back to the flow of life quicker. Just conversating about it is what really gets me emotional. But but yeah, this is something I don't even want her to see. This is just something I'm kind of keeping for myself, for that hopefully in the future, when and if we do end up having, a child of our own, it's just something I can have, and I don't know, maybe show her then and show her what would have been. I don't really know why I still have it, but um, but yeah, as going further and talking to more people, I have people who hit me up and ask me, "Oh, hey man, how's the baby going? When you guys giving birth?" And I let them know the situation, and more times people are telling me that they had the same situation happen to them, and that they had miscarriages. And these are some people, some of them have one or two or three kids. So, it kind of helps a little bit just to know that we're not the only ones in this world that this has happened to. And if this has happened to you, you're not the only one in this world that has happened to. You know, yes, it's a hard situation, it's a hard hurdle, a hard bump in the road, but you're gonna be okay. Let them tears flow, like I tell people. Get your couple boo-hoos in, and then keep on moving. Cause life is for the living. We can't dwell on the deaths, on the past, on the what was. There ain't no going back to the past. There ain't nothing back over there. We can't go back over there. We can just look at pictures. That's all we can do. Can't change nothing back there. What you can do, you can change what's gonna happen. You can move forward and move better and get better. Time heals all is what they say. So, like I said, let them tears out. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't care if you the biggest, baddest dude on the block. You still got emotions. And if you bottle that shit up and don't let the tears come, it's going to eat you alive. Like I said, I may not cry all the time or show my emotion all the time. I do my meditation while I'm driving. When I'm alone, I think in my head, like, I'm driving all the time from where I live down to LA, like a 30-40 minute drive, and constantly thinking about my grandma, thinking about the little Bryants that could have been, and the tears flow, they come down. But it's just the body that it needs to express itself. So it's okay, man. There's nothing wrong with a little boo-hoo every now and again, but don't let it hinder you from moving forward, because there's a lot of life. There's a lot of life to live, and you got other people you got to live for. So that kind of probably what empowers me. Like, I still got to live for my girls. I still got to live for my mom. I still got family that cares for me and friends that care for me. And I still got a brighter picture, in front of me. And I had an unfortunate bump in the road, very unfortunate. But, what don't kill you make you stronger. And this just situation is just, to me, gonna make me stronger. And it kind of gives me an experience that, a lot of people have, but not a lot of people talk about. And this gives me, something to connect with people that may have been in this situation. I may be able to give somebody information to help them through what they're going through. And so you gotta look through the silver linings and everything. Me preparing for this child got me mentally focused to be a dad. It put me in that mindset, to get right and get ready for fatherhood. I mean, even though, like I said, I'm a father now, But hits a little different when it's your biological child. I love Yvette to death. I love her like she my own, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty of it, you know, I'm not her father. I'm not her dad. I can play the father role. I can be there for her as a father, as a dad. But truth be told, like, I can never really be, her father. And it's just something that, you gotta move forward from. Take the silver lining. It helped me. I feel like it helped me get more in touch with my emotional side, to help me get back to not being so serious about life, because life can get you real serious real quick and take the kid out of you, and I'm trying to get that back. And I know me having kids of my own would have definitely brought that back, but I gotta just let loose a little bit. And people are there for you. You'll be surprised the people that will rally around you when a situation like this happens. And it really makes me feel good. And just, I would like to thank everybody who did reach out to me, who did talk to me, and, just let me just express myself on the situation, and who actually told me, express themselves on their situation. Because like I said, I didn't know how common miscarriages were. And to really see and hear from others how they've had this same situation just kind of lighten the load a little bit. And like I said, you're not the only person that's been through this. You're not the only person that will go through this. What you got to do is you got to keep on pushing. Life is for the living. You can't go back to the past. You got to move forward. Get your boo-hoos in and then move forward. Okay? I just want y'all to have a blessed one. You guys stay blessed. And until the next time, man. I love y'all. Bryant out.